The man watched the village bully forcibly demolish his family house. He chose to remain silent. Then he took his parents and moved to the dilapidated old house on the mountaintop. The man spent all his savings upgrading the old house, turning it into the only survival fortress in the village. The reason he behaved so abnormally was because he had access to weather data. 7 days later, the village would be hit by a devastating mudslide. It turned out the man worked at a meteorological observatory station. He had been sent by his superiors to carry out early warning and rescue duties. Unexpectedly, the villagers followed the village bully and decided to build an orchard. They all refused to evacuate. Even after receiving payment, the villagers agreed to demolish their houses. Even the man's own house was scheduled for demolition. The village bully insisted that their village was at high elevation and that the mudslide would never reach them. No matter how the man tried to persuade them, the villagers did not believe him. So the man focused on speeding up the renovation of the mountaintop house. On the third day, the meteorological station officially issued a mudslide warning to the village bully, but he treated it as the man putting on a show. The village bully's son angrily led villagers up the mountain to find the man, mocking him for wasting time building a useless house. The man once again warned them that disaster was coming, but everyone still mocked him. At that moment, the head of the rescue command center arrived. He announced that the disaster warning had reached the highest level and ordered all villagers to evacuate immediately. But the village bully's son tore up the document on the spot and forced all villagers to sign a liability waiver. The official told them the mudslide would arrive in 3 days. The man also made a bet with the village bully's son. If the village was still safe after 3 days, he would kneel and apologize in front of the entire village. Time quickly reached the third day. The sky was clear with no sign of disaster. The village bully concluded that everything was a scam by the man and that he was trying to stop them from making money from the orchard. So all the villagers went up the mountain to force the man to apologize. When they reached the mountaintop, the previously dilapidated house had been transformed into a solid disaster-resistant fortress. The village bully's son demanded an apology from the man. The man simply looked at his watch and calmly said the mudslide would arrive in 30 seconds. Sure enough, 30 seconds later the mountain roared violently. A massive disaster was rushing toward the village. Most of the villagers were swept away by the mudslide. They begged the man to let them inside, but the man told them it was already too late.